reason that I was interested in Martine Duval was not because of her husband, Collier Wells. It was for the same reason that I'm now interested in Raven Whitney. They have both at one time been involved with the same man.
Sky Whitney?
Precisely.
Why are you so concerned with Skylar Whitney?
Because Sky Whitney was in Switzerland at the same time as Jefferson Brown. In fact, they were both on that plane that crashed in the Alps.
Well?
Well, Whitney was supposedly the only one who survived. But I think Jefferson Brown may have survived as well.
What the hell are you trying to say?
Look, Chief, after my father's suicide, there was really no one that the Senate Investigation Committee could talk to about those missing documents, with the exception of one man.
Except for his assistant, Jefferson Brown.
Exactly, and he resigned at that time. He left the country to go to Switzerland, presumably to rest his shattered nerves. But there was another reason.
You think he went there to sell those documents he'd stolen?
I don't think it, I know it. He went abroad to make himself rich, but he couldn't do it. The State Department changed the contingent strategy as soon as they realized those documents were missing. I'm sure he was scared to death when he realized that there were people back in the States who'd like to talk to him. Probably recognized that some smart detective would track him down.
And he never came back, is that it?
No, he never came back. He died in that crash in the Alps. How convenient.
Death is a convenience?
It is when it happens on top of a mountain where people are not likely to find a missing body. Don't you see what I mean?
Do you know what I see, Tyler? I see that your theory is all speculation. Do you see that?
I know. It's just a feeling I have. It's a very strong feeling. A feeling that Jefferson Brown is alive and well somewhere.
Well, yes, I am. I didn't expect you back so early. What happened to that mile-long shopping list of yours?
I went to see some people instead. I went to see April Scott, and then I had lunch with Valerie Bryson, your little friend.
She's not my little friend.
Oh, that's right. But she is a friend of Lieutenant Diedrichson, isn't she? A very good friend.
Edge of Night is brought to you by Tide. Women who count on cleaning put their trust in Tide. And by Ivory Liquid. Penny for penny, it washes more dishes than an average bargain brand.
You took a bargain brand dishwashing liquid. If I gave you the money, which would you buy?
Ivory. I would take this.
Why Ivory Liquid?
It's nice to my hands.
So why did you buy this product?
It's a lot cheaper.
What if I told you that Ivory Liquid is a better buy?
You'd have to show me.
Let's test your brand against Ivory Liquid with a penny's worth of each. We'll wash some dishes, okay? Mr. Clark, how are your sets holding up?
They're practically gone.
And what about the Ivory Liquid sets?
I'm in good shape.
Let's scoop some up and compare.
Are you kidding?
So tell me what happened.
He ran out of sets, but I had more, so I washed some more dishes.
What is the result, then?
We'd save money by buying the Ivory Liquid. You can do more with less.
What do you want to do?
I'm going to pick up some ivory.
You don't have to give up mild Ivory Liquid to save money.
Hey, I want to show you something. A cleaning test that might just surprise you. Here's a dirty shirt. Grape jelly on the cuff. Ketchup on the shoulder. Ground in dirt at the elbow. Now, to make it even tougher, I'll tie this into a knot. About this tight. Why? To show you that dirt can't hide from extra action Tide. Now, the knot's still here, but the grape jelly isn't. The ketchup isn't. And look, the dirt's out too. Surprising? Not really. Tide works on lots of tough cleaning problems. After all, the extra action in Tide means dirt can't hide.
don't you try to deny it. You told me all about Lieutenant Diedrichson, that phony name you used at the clinic in Lucerne. She didn't even know you were Miss Brown.
Will you shut up? Don't be a damn fool.
Well, you didn't tell me about her, did you?
Yes,
You're a
I
bad
did.
boy.
I told you that I met her there.
In San Moritz?
Yeah.
Yeah, you met her in San Moritz. And then you found out what her father did for a living. That really intrigued you, didn't it?
No, it didn't. It wasn't until later. I mean, it wasn't until later that... Look, you're being ridiculous. You're working yourself up into a pointless frenzy.
It's not pointless. You were in love with her, weren't you?
Of course not.
Well, you met her again in Lucerne.
Look, I never knew her in San Moritz. It was the other. It was the original Sky. And she loathed him, too. He tried to get her in bed after she knew him for just an hour.
The cad.
Brown never knew Valerie Bryson. Now, don't you understand that? All I did was stand by while Boy Millionaire put the moves on her.
Well, she looked like an easy target to me, too.
Oh, come on. She was an 18-year-old kid. She was still in school.
I don't care what she was. Mr. Romantic Lieutenant Diedrichson, with his face all shot up by the enemy.
I had to have a cover, Raven.
You know what you had to have. You had to have a pretty little blonde to play with while your face got healed.
There was never any romance between us. I mean, first of all, my face was all covered in bandages. She never knew what I looked like. I mean, I didn't even get to kiss the girl, for crying out loud. Now, you're being very silly.
I am, aren't I?
Yeah.
I can't help it. These past few days have been so crazy.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The thing that really upsets me is the thought of that blonde little twerp in love with you.
Look, it wasn't me. It was just a situation.
She'd just die if she knew you were really three men. Lieutenant Diedrichson, Schuyler Whitney, and Jefferson Brown.
Raven, will you be a little bit discreet? I don't know where Gunther is. He could be lurking around here or anything. The last thing we need is for Gunther to know our little secret.
All right. I won't say anything else, I promise.
I'm gonna hold you to that promise.
Drinking awfully early in the day, aren't you? Did you have any lunch? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Couldn't be better.
Look, I hate to leave, but I have a hair appointment at 2, and I want to go see Geraldine at the hospital. What time is it anyway? I forgot my watch.
So... Oh, you know, I forgot my watch, too. I must have left it upstairs in the bedroom.
So, Schuyler Whitney, you were interested in all along. That's why you were tailing Martine Duval. That's why you're now interested in Raven. That is why you're interested in Raven, isn't it?
Look, all I want is the truth. Did Jefferson Brown die in that plane wreck?
I can't tell you whether you're right or wrong or not. I can tell you that you're probably wasting your time.
Well, it's my time. And Fowler Wilcox was my father. He died with the whole world thinking he was a traitor to his country. I have to prove them wrong.
My friend Billy here is a legend. He's conquered every fence, tree, and vacant lot on the block. But in Levi's jeans, there my old pals met his match. Turn around, Billy. Since 1850, Levi's jeans have lived through everything from bucking broncos to bicycle sprockets to Billy. Right. Levi's jeans in denim or corduroy. Because a legend does not come apart at the seams.
People say I have $1 million smile. Well, I should. Sometimes I think I invested that much in it. That's why I chew Freedent. Freedent is the one gum that won't stick to my dental work. And I love that fresh minty taste. Freedent gives me all the chewing pleasure I could ask for in a gum. And where my dental work's concerned, there's nothing tacky about it. With Freedent, the pleasure sticks. The gum won't.
Look, I'm sorry that I have to just leave now. I mean, I'm not trying to ignore your problems. As a matter of fact, I want you to know the reason I saw all those people today was because I was thinking of you.
Drink?
Please. I want to help you, Sky. You know about that investigation on Dr. Bryson, right?
Yes, I heard.
All right, well, April's husband, Draper, is the head of that investigation. He's going around trying to find the names of all those people who had their faces changed, and he wants to know the reasons. And doesn't that worry you a little bit?
But I appreciate your concern.
Well, I just thought I would see if Draper was onto anything.
Well, I can tell you the answer to that. If Draper is looking for records of Dr. Bryson, he's not going to find any because Dr. Bryson never kept any records. All the patients were given were numbers, and that's all. There were no photographs around, or if there were any that were taken for surgical reasons, they were all carefully destroyed after the procedure. And he did not allow any photographs to be taken afterwards.
I'm sure that disappointed his daughter. She was a photographer.
You went to see Valerie because you were concerned that she might know our little secret.
The reason I went to see Valerie is because April told me she was in love with Lieutenant Diedrichson, and that was you.
Well, that's another thing that you don't have to worry about, because as far as she was concerned, I was just a fantasy figure. I was the war hero coming home to get his face fixed so he could rejoin the human race.
Oh, how romantic.
It was a way to pass the time, Raven.
Okay. Okay. Just don't pass any more time with her.
I had no intention of doing that. When I saw her walk through that door the day before we got married, I was not pleased.
I'm sure you were shocked.
But she had no idea why I reacted the way I did. Or maybe she thought it was because, you see, she had been with the original Sky in Switzerland.
Do you suppose they slept together?
I don't know. According to him, no woman could resist his charms.
Oh.
Pig.
But the only thing you were concerned about was Lucerne, and whether or not she recognized you as Diedrichson.
No, she didn't. Not even a glimmer.
What about your voice?
I changed it slightly, and the bandages helped.
Weren't you concerned? Wait a minute. You were concerned. You offered her a job. You tried to get her to leave the country by having one of your companies offer her a job abroad.
Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Well, that was a wonderful idea. I wish you would have accepted it. I just assumed she weren't in this country. I think she's a little too cute for her own good.
You don't have anything to worry about. There is nothing that's going to come between us. It's much too important to me.
To us.
Oh, it feels so good to have you by my side, to have someone that I can share my secret with, share my life.
Our life is going to be one big, wild adventure.
Sometimes it is a bit too adventurous.
What do you mean? Is there a problem? What's wrong?
Nothing I can't handle.
Excuse me, Mr. Whitney, Mrs. Whitney. Chrissy wants to know if you plan to be home for dinner.
I don't even know when I'm going to be home. I've got so many things to do. I'm going to miss my hair appointment. Gunther, do you have the time?
Time? Oh, yes, I do.
Show, Bob Starr saying rise and shine. The Wake Up America Show, Bob
If Bob Starr doesn't get up, nobody gets up. He depends on Coast Deodorant Soap, the eye-opener. No other soap refreshes like Coast with its exhilarating scent. No soap has bubblier lather. Coast brings you back to life.
The Wake Up America Show, Bob Starr saying rise and shine, everybody, all you sleepyheads out there. Get up, wake up.
Bring yourself back to life with Coast, the eye-opener.
I'm budget director for the Taylor family. Tough job, because I want what's right for my family, and that means quilted Pampers for Judy. I've tried almost every diaper made. Know what? For the same money, you just can't buy a drier diaper than Pampers. Look, Pampers lining is quilted. It helps keep wetness away from baby's skin.
Pampers. Your mom's always thinking about you, Judy.
Quilted Pampers, now in new value packs. Pampers' biggest value in dryness.
How about a bath, Tiger?
Wait, it's too hot.
Well, it feels just right to me.
It won't to Davy. To a baby, just right means special care. Even his clothes have to be just right. So I wash them in this for that ivory snow softness. I think it's just right.
Ivory Snow starts with pure soap. That's what gives baby's clothes that ivory snow softness.
It's soft.
Just right.
Ivory Snow, just right for baby's clothes.
Well, I'm not so sure that Miles isn't right about this, Jody. It might be a very good idea to just go ahead and file a formal complaint against Gunther to make absolutely sure that this never happens again.
I can't do it. You can't keep something like this a secret. There's bound to be reporters and publicity.
No, that is not necessarily true. The police can be very discreet.
I can't take the chance. If the story gets out about Gunther, it might mess things up for Sky Whitney.
That really matters that much to you?
Nicole, even if Gavin and the rest of the world don't like Sky Whitney very much, I have nothing against him. I have every reason to be grateful to him. He was giving me a very big chance, making me the star of his dance company. You tell me, how can I cause him problems like this?
The person that you are causing problems for is Gunther, and he deserves to have a few problems.
All I want to do is forget about the whole thing, including Sky Whitney and his company.
Jody. You're so terribly unhappy about this decision that you've made, aren't you?
No, I can't help it. Such a letdown, especially after all the hours and hours of work.
Well, it's not going to be wasted. I mean, you won't stop dancing, will you?
No, I suppose not. Although I don't know what the point is. I mean, Sky Whitney will own the only dance company in town.
Yes, if he keeps it going.
Oh, he will. He will. He's not going to let my leaving the company shut it down. He'll just get a new dancer. He might even go to New York to find one. That's how much it means to him.
Well, then you will just find lots of other opportunities.
What I'd really like to do is dance in the chorus if he'd let me. But I don't think he will, and I don't even think Gavin will ask him.
Gavin?
Yes, I told Gavin he could handle my resignation and talk to Sky Whitney. I wanted to do it myself. That's why I went to the Whitney house. But I told Gavin he could do it for me. He should be there right now. And I hate to think about what's going on.
Okay. Goodbye. Be good.
Oh, say hi to Aunt Jody for me.
I will. I should be home by 6:30, and let's not have dinner here. Let's go out and celebrate.
Celebrate what?
Who cares? We always have something to celebrate, don't we?
Tell Chrissy we're going out.
Yes, sir, Mr. Whitney, sir. Oh, do you think you should be going out, Mr. Whitney? I mean, you don't look at all well.
It's none of your business what I do.
Well, I'm sorry I upset you, Mr. Whitney. I mean, I saw you go all white when Mrs. Whitney asked me for the time. Did you really think I was going to show her this? No, I'm not that stupid. I don't even wear it when she's around. Nobody else needs to know what's going on between us. It's our little secret. And we're both good at keeping secrets, aren't we? Oh, permit me, Mr. Whitney.
I'd like to see Mr. Whitney.
Yes, sir. Walk this way, please.
I didn't know we had an appointment, Gavin.
I'd like to speak privately, Sky.
Yes, sir.
I think you know the subject.
Well, let me guess. About that high? Very pretty?
That's right.
Well, that's what I imagined it would be. I guess that you heard the same story Dr. Kavanaugh did about Gunther's unchivalrous behavior.
Yes, I did. But that isn't the reason I'm here.
Oh, isn't it? You want a drink?
No, thanks.
I mean, this isn't going to be a sociable visit.
All right. I'll have a drink. Vodka, please. Now, the only reason I don't want to talk about Gunther is because I promised Jody I wouldn't. I told her I would stick to only one subject.
Oh, and what's that?
Her resignation.
Oh, yes, I seem to remember something about that. I also remember I talked her out of it.
Yes, you did. By making her feel guilty.
By making her realize that it was just a premature case of stage fright. She's a very young girl, Gavin. She needs confidence. And I remember I told you that that was your job, to instill that confidence in her. I hope that you've been doing your job.
Oh, I did my job, Sky. But I'm sorry. So is she. We think that it's best for all involved that Jody doesn't open the Whitney Dance Company next week.
We think.
That's right, it's a mutual decision. We feel, as I've told you on numerous occasions, that Jody just isn't ready in this stage of her development to carry the load of a major company. Now, you've got to understand, Sky, this is for your good as well as hers. Now, I know you're dead set on having your own discovery. But you've got to understand this also, that it is much more important to have a good, solid company with dependable performers.
Well, it's nice that you're thinking of me, Gavin.
Oh, yes, I'm thinking of you. And I'm also thinking of all those hardworking kids in the company. They deserve success. Don't hamper them with a performer who doesn't believe in herself.
It seems to me that she used to believe in herself. It seems to me that she was talked out of it.
No, wasn't by me.
I think that it was. Just as this idea of quitting was your idea, just as it's your idea now.
You're wrong. The reason Jody came here last night was to say what I'm saying right now, that she's leaving.
I'm sorry. I can't accept this second-hand resignation.
You'll have to, because it's definite now. She will not be attending any more rehearsals. I've told her to stay home and rest, and she needs to rest, believe me. She's exhausted. More by her emotions than by her dancing.
It's not Jody who's no longer going to be with the company, Gavin. It's you.
Hey, this isn't Raisin Bran.
That's right. It's crispy wheats and raisins with lots of big, plump raisins. They're so big you can see the difference.
Hey, this isn't Raisin Bran.
No, sir. It's crispy wheats and raisins with big, golden crisp flakes and a touch of honey.
Hey, this isn't Raisin Bran.
No, ma'am. This is crispy wheats and raisins, part of a good family breakfast.
Hey, this is Crispy Wheats and Raisins.
For a moist, super moist cake, Creamy Deluxe is the only frosting that's good enough, 'cause it's buttercream creamy.
We did it!
Make someone happy, you and Betty Crocker can.
The buttercream creaminess of Creamy Deluxe. It's the only way to frost the incredible moistness of a super moist cake.
You and Betty Crocker can.
We did it!
Make someone happy.
The battle between the Bunkers and the Jeffersons makes the Alamo look tame tonight at 7:30 on All in the Family. Then at 8, Ray Milland and Geraldine Fitzgerald star in So Evil My Love, the Channel 48 Wednesday night movie.
I expected this. Go on, find yourself a new choreographer. But while you're at it, find yourself a new star.
I am not going to let you ruin months of work.
Whose hard work? Yours? You just sat back and expected miracles.
I put together this whole damn dance company, and it is going to be the best damn dance company in this country. And you are not going to spoil it.
I've heard all the threats, Sky. What were you gonna do this time? Were you gonna send Gunther around to break my leg again? Well, I got news for you. I would have been prepared for him this time.
Oh, Gavin, don't tell me that you're armed.
As a matter of fact, I am. And you can tell Gunther that. And if he comes around with any rough stuff in mind, I am prepared to get even rougher.
Well, I wouldn't want to tell that to Gunther. You know, he's got a very frail constitution. The news might kill him. All right, your resignation is accepted, Gavin. I'll get off my property.
Gladly.
Oh, there is one more thing. You're to stay away from Jody Travis.
Now, how do you plan to do that?
You are not going to interfere in my plans, Gavin, because if you do, you're going to be very sorry.
just who the hell do you think you are to tell me who I can see and who I can't, especially my girlfriend?
Well, well.
Now, I have said everything that I have to say. And I am very sorry you didn't take it the way you wanted to. So long, Sky. I'll be seeing you. I have to go back to tell Joey that we're both through.
Leaving so soon, Mr. Wiley?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's a shame. You just got here.
Oh, be careful, Gunther. You know, he tells me that he's armed.
No kidding. Oh, well, I didn't feel anything.
Keep your hands off me.
What are you going to do, Mr. Wiley? Hurt me?
No, I wouldn't hurt any hair on your head.
You're a funny kid, aren't you?
You know, I promised Jody that I wouldn't do anything to you, and I've got to keep that promise, so don't tempt me.
Yeah? Well, what were you planning to do?
I had no plans at all.
Gunther, Gunther!
Come on.
Gunther! Gunther!
All right, now, why did you stop me, Mr. Whitney? I could have killed that punk!
Yes, Gunther. I was thinking just the same thing. That is exactly what we are going to do.
You're looking at a vitamin tablet that has what no other leading brand has. 21 essential vitamins and minerals from A to zinc. Centrum. 4 more vitamins and minerals than Myadec. 4 more than Unicap M. 5 more than Theragram.
First at 6 p.m. here on Channel 48.